What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, today was supposed to be closing arguments, or so everybody had thought, in the Tyre Nichols case, which I've been attending and will continue to attend while I'm down here in Memphis. And it was different. First thing is first is they haven't got the closing arguments yet. Being that this is another phase of the trial itself, the jury who was whisked in earlier today to the courthouse did not appear in the courtroom today.
It's hurry up and wait over at federal court as the trial of 3 former Memphis police officers facing federal charges in the beating death of Tyre Nichols remains on hold. Our April Thompson is live outside federal court to explain what's going on. April, what's the latest today?
I'll tell you, Alex, those closing arguments were supposed to start at 10 o'clock this morning. That did not happen. The judge immediately called a recess so he could consider some requests by attorneys on jury instructions. And that's where things sat until 2:45 this afternoon. The 3 officers, Justin Smith, Demetrius Haley, and Tadarius Bean, were here early this morning as everyone expected those closing statements to begin. The 4-hour delay was over the wording of the instructions that go to jurors. This trial is in its 17th day and has been through 28 witnesses. As soon as the closing arguments are complete, we expect the case to go to the jury. But the jury has not even been in the courtroom today. All of these things happening about jury instructions, all of that happening outside of the presence of the jury. The attorneys and the judge met at 2:45, went back over some more changes. The judge then called another recess and says this time it may take him 3 hours to go over all of the changes. So it's pretty fair to say that we won't see those closing arguments coming today. But of course, we're going to be here and continue to keep you updated. And coming up on News Channel 3 at 5, we're going to have more on the charges against these officers and the possible penalties they could face if they are convicted. Reporting for your news leader in downtown Memphis, April Thompson, WREG News Channel 3.
Why? The reason why is they were getting a lot of the paperwork for the jury instruction. They were getting a lot of the terminology, and they were striking some motions to take things out, and they were, putting things before they presented to the jury, before closing arguments even start. So closing arguments hasn't even started yet, guys. So basically today, me and the family and a lot of other representatives that showed up in support of the family, we basically sat around for the most part. Now, we were told to come at 10 o'clock, which we showed up at 10 o'clock. We just sat in the lobby for the most part. Went out, had lunch. I went and had lunch with the family, the fellas mainly, Tyre Nichols' dad and his friends and all of that, all the men that were present. We all went and had lunch together, which was a good thing, man. And all in all, it was a good day. But I mean, they're doing what they have to do, and they were in court. We could see, like from where I stood, and I stood there for a good while. I could see, the 3 police officers. I could see their lawyers going back and forth. I could see the judge talking, going back in his chambers and typing up some stuff, and them getting this motion together. So basically they were just getting this motion together and the paperwork that they had to type this whole thing up and then come back out and talk about it, which what happened in the second part of today. So around 2:30 we finally got into the courtroom, and they were just talking about different clerical things that they wanted taken out or stricken from the record. Various things, clerical mistakes. And when you do these cases, let me just put it like this, it's eye-opening about how much detail goes into these things. Because a lot of us are sitting around and we're like, yo, why is this taking so long? You would think they would have this together. It's just another phase of the trial system. And it has to be the paperwork that's drawn up, the summary it has to be to the point where all parties find it fair. And that's the holdup. Because you have some lawyers, like Tadarius Bean lawyer and Demetrius Haley lawyers, that nitpicking on everything. And it's a big holdup with this. So I don't know how long this is going to be. It should be closing up soon, because they were going through it at the end, and we were in there when the lawyers were going back and forth with the judge, and they were taking things off, on and off the record. So, I mean, progress is getting made. But it was just intriguing to me that the amount of detail that goes into these cases, I mean, they have to be right and exact with almost everything they do, especially because one typo, guys, can result in a mistrial. So they are trying to dot their I's and, you know, cross their T's or whatever. And it was very educational for me to see. And that's one of the reasons why, you know, I wanted to get on the road and I wanted to come and do these trials, because it makes me a better person and give me better understanding to put a product out when I talk about something to you guys and really know what I'm talking about, especially on this level, on the federal level. Now, another thing that I thought was cool was when we were in there and we were listening to them talk, and I'm not going to really talk about what they were talking about, because I mean, it wasn't no jury in there, so I don't know if they went this out, you know, any particulars. But I noticed that, like, I seen Justin Smith close up, and when I say close up, within like 2 feet of me, he walked directly to me and just turned and went in the room. He looks taller on TV than he does in person. When I seen him sit, I was sitting down when he walked up. And I'm like, that's him? He looked like a little kid. So I'm 5'10". He got to be like a little bit taller than me. So, I mean, he might not even be 6 feet. And I'm being honest with you. I seen Bean, I seen Haley. They were sitting in there. And the thing that was crazy, the only person I seen take a bathroom break since 10 o'clock this morning, because we was up there, was Smith. So I'm like, I don't know how long they were sitting there, but it looked like Demetrius Haley never left the seat, and neither did Tadarius Bean. But I also did see today the 3 officers talking amongst themselves. I guess because the trial part is over, talking amongst themselves, you know, whispering hand over face. But they was talking amongst themselves. But I will tell you this real fast. You're seeing the scramble. Let me just put it like, well, you're seeing the scramble. You're seeing in the paperwork of how each lawyer who represents his client, what their strategies are and what they're trying to get past. Bean's lawyer, from what I've seen in all accounts, he's trying to make it just like we talked about in the news articles where they say Bean was blinded, he didn't see nothing. I mean, Smith was blinded, he didn't see nothing. Now they're trying to do the thing with Bean where his body camera's off, so you don't know if he was there or not, which was crazy because the camera's right there. And we don't know how this thing is going to end up. And I mean, as far as talking about the film and all of that, you guys seen it. We talked about this over and over again. The way that thing is going to go is like this. This is the way it was explained to me today. You have 4 defense lawyers. You have 1 prosecution team. Each of them most likely will have 50 minutes to an hour to speak their closing argument. So it might be 4 hours of closing arguments because you got the 3 lawyers and then you got the defense team. So this thing right here is going to be going for a while. Thursday or Friday, most likely. This is just me talking, I don't know. We should have some type of closure to this or some type of deliberation. Hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later because I'm out here, you know, by myself and I'm trying to shrink, you know, my funds. I'm trying to work it to where, you know, I can stay out here. But that's what happened today in court. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It was a good mood. Everybody was in a good mood, regard, you know, of what happened. All the family from Cali came down. You know, Tyre's brother, sister, cousins, his aunts, everybody's here. Grandma was here today. I met her. And it's a good thing to show solidarity in times like this. And I mean, it's just a bunch of respect and love. And that's all you can ask for in this time. But I mean, seeing all these people and the way they're coming, you know, and rallying around Mr. Rodney and Miss Rowan, Tyre was loved just as well as his people. And that's the thing, you know, you don't see a lot of times when you see a news story. You only see the bad and what the crime was and whoever did it and how bad they look, whatever. But it's a lot that happens after said justice is served. Like I was talking to, you know, Miss Wells and Mr. Wells today, and I was saying, you know, it's a void that'll never be filled, no matter how much justice, no amount of money, no compensation, nothing will take the place of you saying good morning to your son, kissing your son, sharing a laugh with him, going places, experiencing life as you grow older and they grow older too. To have that taken away from you is one of the worst things that somebody can go through. I don't know how it feels to lose somebody that close to me. You know what I mean? But so I'm not even going to speak on that. And I told them this. I said, but you know, you're surrounded by people that care about you. And that's all you can ask for in this time right now, crisis. So with that being said, you know, that's what happened in court today. A bunch of nothing, but I don't want to say it's nothing, but it's something that has to be done. So we all just sat around and waited, and hopefully this thing will start kicking up tomorrow. We'll be back at the courthouse and I'll have another update with you guys. I'm most likely going to lay down because I am dog tired and I haven't recovered from that long drive. So if I don't upload later on, you guys understand why. I got to rest my body. So I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Justice for Tyre. Let's push this thing forward. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.